Welcome back, everyone. This week we are discussing what makes the ultimate mountain biker. Is it the jack of all trades or the master of one?
On one hand, we've got Loic Bruni, downhill extreme master. On the other hand, we've got riders like Ryan Gilchrist dominating things like Crankworx. But which is it to be?
Let's get into it. So Rich, this week we've had Crankworx, and this is what got me thinking about the sort of multi-discipline riders and then those specialists.
Yeah, right. It's been kicking off. Crankworx is always such a great event in showing so many different disciplines in a tightly knit format and tightly knit kind of area. And it gets me thinking, as you said, those riders are jacks of all trades because you have king and queen of Crankworx.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
You get points for each type of event, each discipline, and they add them up and then they crown the king or queen. But then on the other end, you've just got a World Cup downhill race or a World Cup XC race.
Comes in and they're like...
Just one-hit wonders. Not one, that sounds wrong, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And I think especially events like slopestyle, you have specialists in those events as well. Those guys seem to sort of focus solely on those events.
Because they don't go into the other events much, do they?
No, exactly. So I think that's sort of brought the question round of which one's better. Which would you rather be? Now, I bring that on to you. Which would you consider yourself, Rich?
Yeah, well, you spent a lot of our careers being just enduro races, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But since being at GMBN, I've done some marathon and long distance XC stuff. I ride pump track. I kind of race or dabble in all of it. But it all relates to me back to enduro. I still like to ride and race enduro, like right type of riding.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess I like to be a jack of all trades, but I like that they help me specialise in one.
Oh,
is that a cop-out?
Yeah, that is a little bit of a cop-out. But I guess...
what are you thinking?
For me, for myself, exactly the same as you. I think I started out doing, obviously, enduro as my focus, and I think I used other disciplines to help underpin my skills
100%,
to improve that. But I think the more I did those other kind of disciplines, the more I was like, oh, those ones are kind of fun and really cool.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do them more, and then went to events like Crankworx where you get the opportunity to then put those skills to the test. And I think that more and more now I like to sort of consider myself maybe more of a jack of all trades rather than, I would never consider myself a master of one. I'm no Richie Rude, but I definitely like the idea of the sort of jack of all trades.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because I do think it's almost a bit of an old school way of thinking, this master of one, because you would solely focus on your one discipline. And a lot of riders still do that, but more and more riders now are using other disciplines to help improve their chosen one, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So let's look at a guy I think is a great example is Christopher Blevins, XC rider. Yeah. Now XC riders back in the day, they would just hammer the XC miles, but a bit of road miles to be fair, just to get the distance in, the fitness, all about the fitness. But now tracks are so technical, guys like Christopher Blevins are really shining through, and you see it on pump track sections where he's just doing all these steezy manuals and jumps and doubling up stuff, which before riders would never do. So I think they are actually taking other disciplines, incorporating it into their training to become an even better master of one.
Exactly that. And I think it's kind of almost coming full circle now with sort of, I guess I'm going to refer to the olden days, probably not not that olden days, but where, the likes of G. Atherton, Dan Atherton, they wouldn't just race the Downhill World Cup. They raced 4-cross, they raced dual slalom. Back in the day, the riders would be sponsored to race in all the events, and I think it's now going full circle where you see events like Crankworx coming back and these riders who take part in all these events, and you're seeing new event styles like the hard MTB.
Yes.
Which is amazing. It looks so cool, right?
It's essentially 4 disciplines in one.
Right, exactly. And it's who can be the master of all of them, right? And I really like it as a test, as a competition, because it really is a test of how well-rounded you can be. But like you said, similarly in downhill, I think you're seeing a lot of the downhill riders using BMX tracks, motocross. They're training in such a wide range of different disciplines to try and really excel in that one sport. Yeah,
I think the only thing holding them back is the fact that, and downhill is a great example, we are talking squillionths of a second between a win or second place. That That's why they no longer compete outside of downhill, really, because sole focus has to be on downhill or cross country to really just go that extra bit to get the win or whatever, or be truly at the top. You've got to properly focus. So whilst they are all jack of all trades, they're still the master of one, because that's what it takes to overcome it, I reckon.
I think Jackson Goldstone is a really good example of that, where realistically he probably could have gone professional in
a lot of things. Same with Cade. Cade's a great example.
Yeah, a few different disciplines, but chose downhill, and as a result has kind of...
He's done all right.
He's done all right, yeah.
He's hanging in there, isn't he? He's hanging in there.
Same as Cade, you know, when Cade turns it on, he's pretty quick on a bike.
Yeah. Well, let us know, what do you think? Would you rather be a jack of all trades, or would you be that master of one? And don't forget, if you want to watch the Whoop UCI Mountain Bike World Series, it is available on TNT and Discovery Plus. But it's time for the news with Tom.
What's up, everyone? Back from my holidays this week with news that Norco have released the new Revolver. It's the first update that the bike has received since way back in 2019. Norco say it's now built for the new age of cross country. The frame has shed an average of 450 grams of weight, thanks in part to the new Flex pivot suspension design. Available now in two builds, either the 120, which is aimed at the XC side of things, or the 130, which beefs things up with a 130 fork, slackening out that geometry a little into trail bike territory. Check out the builds available and pricing on the Norco website now. There are new pedals from Fun Components. The Tactic is a lightweight minimalist design for XC, SPD compatible, 6061 alloy and 325 grams, 6 colours for those. The Cast is the 50/50 pedal, half cleat, half flat. These are just 385 grams. The flat side features 8 pins and the clip side is SPD compatible, 3 colours for those ones. And then for the Gravity Riders, you're looking at the Ripper 2, which are a fully caged SPD compatible cleat system, available as either a single side cleat with a flat platform on the other side of the pedal or a dual side cleat system. Fully serviceable, available in black. FSA Components have renewed their partnership with Red Bull Cerro Abajo Genoa for the 2025 edition, which is coming up next weekend. FSA say that the 2.2k course through the city streets requires products like theirs that have been innovated and tested to perform at a rider's limits. We're stoked to be sending Ferg out this year, so keep an eye out for that edit in a few weeks' time. Reynolds Wheels are releasing some gravel wheel sets. The ATR family of wheels has 3 models: the ATR, Black Label ATR Expert and Black Label ATR Pro. The ATR are the aero option, 42mm deep, 25mm internal and 33.8 external. The G-Series wheels use the IDM material, that's the impact dispersion matrix used in the enduro and downhill wheels, to you and I, in their layup, so combining reliability and robustness into a lightweight gravel package. Right, Crankworx Whistler news. Alitha Osgaard and Richie Rude won the Garbanzo Downhill. The OG Canadian Open Downhill was won by Millie Yonset and Luke Meyer-Smith. And Canadian domination in the Enduro. Katie Winton actually in 3rd place, the only non-Canadian on the podium. Ellie Hoskin and Elliot Jameson on the top steps for that race. AirDH crowns taken by Richie Rude and Jenna Hastings, Janelle Sukup and Alesso Tonoli, the whip-off victors, and Red Bull Joyride victors, Alma Wigberg and Emil Johansson. Niels Bensink and Sabrina Korsakova win the Pump Track Challenge, and due to bad weather, the 11.99 tracks version of the Canadian Open was cancelled. Thick mists resulting in conditions too gnarly for helicopter evac if required, so probably a good decision not to run that event in those slick, treacherous conditions. And after a record-breaking career, the GOAT of XC, Nino Schurter, has announced his retirement, ending it where it all began in Lenzerheide later this year. That will certainly be a race to watch. Right, that's my time. Nice to be back with you guys. I'll see you next week.
It is time to announce our Camelbak competition winners. Now, the lucky winners will receive insulated bottles, bike bottles, and backpack as well. Yes, the mule, the mighty mule backpack. Something I find very useful when doing my mega rides. And drum roll, please. Yes, the competition winners are Bertie Barker, Oliver England, and Roloff Rumpt. Now, congratulations to all 3 of you. You have won that absolute goodie bag bundle of joy from Camelbak there. Please keep an eye on the email you use to enter the competition, as that is where you'll be notified and be able to claim your prize. Hacks Bodges! You're not a big singer guy?
No. I got a bit scared then, but...
I like to sing the song.
You love it. Well, I mean, go ahead.
No, I'm not going to do it solo.
It's a solo.
No, can't do it under pressure. Go anyway. Hacks Bodges. Kicking things off with Joel Vanderpijpen. It's this crazy-looking double bar setup.
So, Joel has said, saw this in the Italian mountains, a double bar system for an EMTB. Strangely enough, it seems it's the lower head stem bolts that attach the fork pivot's massive extensions.
It is. It's basically like he's just pinched it round there.
Oh, that's
There's all kinds of danger going on here, isn't there?
Can you imagine going downhill and grabbing the top bars?
Or like holding the bottom, but just your face just dish, dish, dish on the top bar, isn't it?
I reckon that's Dak Norton's new setup.
It could be. I've heard it's actually not high enough, but hey, you never know.
Right, next up.
David Gutierrez. And he's got this homemade... Oh, hang on, Hack or Bodge on the... That's a Bodge.
It's got to be a Bodge, surely. The fact that we just moved on surely shows...
it's a Bodge. Sorry on that one. David Gutierrez has got this homemade bike stand. What does he say about this one? Ferg, what have we got?
He has said, beta testing my new signature bike stand. Now, I would argue that 2 paint pots is not a signature bike stand.
And then I can't quite make out like some plastic wrapped bars on the floor, which the wheel wedges between.
Yeah.
It's pretty ghetto. I'm not going to lie, David. That's a pretty ghetto setup.
I feel like you could just lean it against the wall and get the same kind of benefits.
Yeah, possibly. But hey, you're trying and that's what counts. But you, sir, are still a bodge.
For sure.
This next one is from Roy Fitzenner. It looks a little bit more legit. What we got, Ferg?
So Roy has said, heavy e-mountain bikes are difficult to suspend. I would agree with that. On keeping both wheels off the ground as they rotate on the clamps. Top tubes are often impossible to clamp, so I often use a discarded, cheap clothes rail to suspend the front of the bike when I need, so there's no messing about changing clamp position during work.
I mean, he's on to something there, because he is right. An e-bike is, and he looks like his is laden as well. They're heavy in work stands, so to hold the front end up, I kind of get it. I think this is a bit more hack.
It's more of a hack. I mean, it looks like quite a complex thing to set up initially, but I can imagine once it's set up...
Which end do you put in first?
Surely
do you do the bars in the back end or the back end of the bars?
I reckon bars first.
Oh, and then...
Yeah, because...
So we're saying hack?
Yeah, it's definitely hack.
Okay, well, obviously, the winner of Hacks and Bodges this week can win a prize from the GMBN shop up to the value of £50, but we need to choose a winner. I'm going to let you choose.
I'm going to go with Roy because his was the only hack.
They were sketchy.
The other ones that were bodges, I will give them that they were entertaining, but that one actually feels like
got some value.
Yeah, exactly.
Roy, congratulations. Don't forget to send us your email so you can claim your prize. And as always, we love seeing your hacks and bodges, so please send them into the uploader link below. Okay, so on to things we like this week. Skills-wise, skills with Phils. He's good, isn't he?
He's got to be the best, isn't he?
Yeah,
really?
360, land in a manual to drop in. It's just smooth and good, I like it.
I feel like the manual thing right now is going off. You've had Semenuk do the whip to manual.
Dude, that was blooming good.
That was blooming good.
Yeah.
And then you've had Bernard do the same out in Whistler. And now Phil has just gone, no, don't worry about that, guys. I'll do a 360 manual.
It's good, isn't it? It's
kicking off.
I know, I like it. Who's going to level it up again?
I know.
Can it be leveled up? And lastly, Hannah Otto set an FKT on the White Rim. This is a 100-mile ride out in Utah.
You rode this, right?
I haven't. No, that's the White Line. Very, very different.
Very different.
Very different. One is
FKT.
Cameraman saying FKT the White Line. Not a chance. Yeah, that one's 500 meters. This one's 100 miles. But yeah, she crushed it. Did really good. So it's cool to see her pushing boundaries on that Scott bike. Yeah. Right, time for Caption Contest. Now, last week's picture was this.
Yeah.
Pretty special looking picture. That was of Tom, our news guy, out at Enduro 2 when we were there in Verbier racing. Not really sure what he was doing.
Quite a weird position.
I can't explain it.
No.
But there are some good captions, aren't there?
There are indeed. So, first up, we had at Chug Birthday.
Great name.
Caption Contest, when you bike to that one special spot in the bike park just to do some yoga.
I mean, he's committed.
He is committed. That's a long way to ride just for some yoga.
Next up, Faster Haster. Tom visualising his Superman exit from the bike for the next rocky drop. I can confirm that probably did happen at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, better to practice it.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
one.
Be prepared.
Yeah.
And then finally, Luca Army 7500, me diving into the Black Trail blind just to miss every single feature.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also probably applicable at some point.
Yeah,
no
and
doubt.
you definitely want to be doing some stretching for that.
Now, the winner does again get a value of up to £50 from the shop, but we
do
need
you
to
reckon?
pick one. Now, I quite like Chug Birthday. When you bike to that one special spot in the bike park just to do some yoga. I kind of like the idea of doing a bit of
Mid-ride yoga.
mid-ride, mid-woodland yoga. What do you think?
Stop in the middle of a bike park, I reckon. Just
on a landing.
Yeah, just... It's been done. Did you see him?
I saw
There was
that.
a video on Instagram of a kid in Chatel just walking across getting out
Guy
of the
just-
mid-ride yoga.
We digress. So we're going to pick Chug Birthday. Mate, congratulations. Now, this week's Caption Contest picture is on screen now. Right, yeah. Send something in for that. Use the hashtag Caption Contest in the comments down below for your chance to win a prize.
On to the bike vault. First up, we have Zach T with a Norco Fluid FS from his morning ride in southern Spain.
That looks lovely, doesn't it?
What do you reckon, Rich?
I quite like it. Oh, hang on.
Hang about.
Wow, the grip does match his pedals. It's quite a cool picture, isn't it?
Definitely a cool view.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to go nice to begin with.
Nice.
Yeah, that is a nice
Okay.
picture, though. I like that. Is that sort of Alicante way, is it?
I wouldn't know.
No, fair enough, but it is a nice picture. Thank you very much for sending that in, Zach. Next up is Gemma Hatfield's white. Oh, which one's that? It's the T140?
Yeah, that's the one.
T140, nice.
And I
What are
like
we
the
thinking?
fields out the back.
Yeah. I'd like to see a bit more colour on the bicycle.
Yeah, and it
a
could
bit
have been
stealthy.
framed a little bit more central.
We're being harsh, aren't we? Sorry, Gemma, but I mean, that is also a nice bike.
It's a nice, yeah, it's a nice.
Next up, right, we've got a bit more going on in this picture from Jeffrey Glossett. Where's this to?
So
This one is...
Jeffrey
Where are you, Jeffrey?
is in the middle of a river at Dinosaur Valley State Park. Now, the fact it says Dinosaur Valley, I'm pretty much there. I mean, I like ibises at the best of times, but that has kind of cemented this as a super
America has some
nice.
cool names for places. Do you want to ring the bell then?
Yeah, you know.
Tangles as well. Got, what's that? Turquoise pedals, blue chainring, anodized. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Jeffrey, congrats. You got the super nice. Now we got Alco Samwell. And this is an Orbea Oise.
Oh.
It's got the oval chainring going on here, Ferg.
You're a big fan of the old Orbea Oise, aren't you?
I am actually, yeah. They're good steeds. What's he saying? Chameleon Goblin Green. I didn't know that was even a colour.
Again,
There we go. I didn't because it changes.
cool
You
names.
want off Mayo.
You can have whatever colour you want off Mayo. Thank you, Mr. Cameraman.
Custom colours.
Look at that. Yeah, true. So what are we giving this one, Ferg? What are we saying?
I feel like it's very, very colour coordinated. I like the orange sort of
Yeah.
matchy bling bits. I'm going to go with super nice.
Go on then.
Yeah.
Good man. Alco, thank you very much for sending that one in.
Next up, we have Dima. My final version of my build switched frame from a Nukeproof Scout 2022 to a good old Ragley Mbop 2020.
Nice.
As I liked it more. Now it's really light and a universal bike, and 27.5 ain't dead.
No, all round. I've always been at a soft spot for those silver pikes.
I
quite
think they
those.
look good, yeah.
they're more sort of chromy silver. That's a good looking bike, isn't it? What are we saying?
The bike itself looks amazing. I'm not a massive
picture.
fan, yeah, the picture, but
We are being harsh here, aren't we?
yeah, I'm going to say nice.
Nice?
Yeah.
It is nice.
It is nice.
All right. I'd like to see that one again with a cool backdrop though.
Yeah, exactly. Same bike.
There we
better
go.
backdrop.
Challenge set. And last one in the bike vault, Jeffrey Williams. Little Specialised here. His 13-year-old's new Specialised rock hopper with brick caps and death grips. Swinley Forest.
That's what he says. That's my,
our
my
neck
old
of the woods sort
stomping
of thing.
ground. Yeah.
That's a pretty cool picture, isn't it? And,
is pretty cool.
it's a young getting into bikes. So it's got to be a super nice.
Go on.
Jeffrey, thank you very much. As always, we do love seeing all of your bikes. So do send them in to the uploader, which is linked in the description down below for your chance to be featured next week. But we're coming towards the end of the show.
We are indeed.
But fear not, we've got some great content coming up on the show this week. Now, ever wanted to ride more like Jackson Goldstein?
Every day.
Yeah, tell me, me too, to be honest. But, well, I've got a great video I have done where we look at more ways that we could potentially ride just like him. And also, I dawn raided something.
Yeah.
I set my alarm for flipping early and tried, or maybe I did.
Rather you than me.
I know, yeah, rather you than me now. Mount Snowdon, the highest peak in Wales. It was eventful, let me tell you that. I may have got there, I may not have. You have to wait to find out until this weekend. But it's the end of the show, Ferg.
It is, I'm gutted.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Until next time, from myself and Ferg, we'll see you later.
See ya.